In life, we must believe that things end, things end at the right time. Things end, things end in due time. This time, it will be my time, yeah. In due time, in my time, I'm so glad that it's my time. The truth is, I'm trying to be structured, trying to be professional. But what is up, you guys? Welcome back to Believe in Your Growth. I'm your host, Stefan, and today we are going to be diving into something that I know can make a huge difference in everyone's life, building and improving your self-confidence. Woo! That's where all the confetti and stuff, But whether you're facing setbacks or dealing with self-doubt, we're gonna be looking and taking the confidence to the next level. I'm excited for a lot of people because I want y'all to be happy. I want y'all to be fully aware of who you are and willing to accept yourselves, even if no one else does. But to help with that, I've got 3 powerful suggestions that can help you get there, and these are not quick fixes, not even close. So, I want you to really think about doing like surgery on yourself, being honest, being vulnerable, telling the truth. I mean, you can lie to the rest of the world, but when you go to sleep at night, you're going to face you. So you might as well, you know, get a good quality version of what you're looking for. And so I think this stuff, it will be something that lasts, meaningful steps that will empower you to embrace who you truly are and help you unlock your full potential. So if you're ready, let's just step into your greatness and hit the like button. Do that for me, please. And also subscribe if you don't mind. Uh, I wouldn't say comment just yet, but if you feeling froggy, jump. Let's get started. So, number one, and how do we improve our self-confidence? For me, and I tried to curate this list basically solely off of things that I value. There's a lot of self-help gurus and stuff like that, but I don't know. I tried to leave all of the surface level things out. But yeah, I do have action steps, but I wanted people to really genuinely look deep. And so, number one, I say true honesty, take a genuine assessment of your right now. And so, we have to understand, we got to recognize the things we do well and that which we don't. Honesty, be objective in your understanding of who you are and not be biased. Don't beat yourself up. Manage to exemplify compassion toward yourself and these insufficiencies, inabilities, and take note of where you thrive and where there's room for improvement. The goal here is self awareness, you guys. Please remember that. It's not to be like a heavy critic on who you are or the things that you've done. Yes, we do have to really genuinely go there with ourselves in order to grow, but still realize you are human. You make mistakes. Everything won't be perfect, but as long as you strive to get there, it's you're gonna grow. You're gonna improve, and so it just makes it easy to prevent outside voices when you take the initiative toward being honest and being transparent with yourself. And those people who are on the outside, it's not easier for them to be able to have a impact on you. The inner dialogue that you created has more of a influence. And you've established conversations about who you are and where you're going, and that really sets a foothold on your confidence and your ability to trust yourself. And it's not about neglecting or ignoring constructive criticism, but to be able to actually be confident, you got to be able to be free of everybody else's opinions, okay? And so that really requires radical acceptance. No matter where you are in life, there's always room to improve. If it's rooted in love, we can grow there. And so I guess let's say what is one, well, we're not going to go over one. I have at least in each category 3 applications that we can start taking today in order to grow confidently. And so for true honesty, what are the applications that we have that I believe, we can start by admitting that we're not perfect and we do make mistakes and it's okay. It's okay. We're humans, like I said earlier, and so everything won't go as planned all the time, or even you won't always get the girl or the guy that you like, or there's so many scenarios I can run down, but it just may not go the way you desire, and that's okay. Doesn't make you a failure, doesn't make you a loser. It just means people in life may have a different opportunity or options or whatever. Just, you go with it. But I believe when we accept that we're not perfect, it's that humility that removes ego and darkness, creating light for truth to make aware things unpleasant or needing attention in our lives. And then that self reflection will be your best friend, not causing you to overthink, but have this proactive evaluation of self and this effective awareness. And so that wasn't the application, but that's kind of like the overall of the applications that I'm gonna be going over. So number one, I want us to write it down. Write down what you're feeling, how you see yourself, and be honest. Like I said, be objective. I want you to gather your strengths, challenges, dreams, and current feelings. All of it, I want you to accumulate, you know. And as you do that, I believe it will slowly but hopefully bring you to solace simply because of the farce that is being removed and the reality that is being embraced. When you get rid of the lies, it's easier for you to feel loved because when you're rejected because of a facade that you put on, you just feel double rejected. But if you're rejected because of your truth, but yet you knew you were being truthful and it was who you are, I don't know. To me, I just see it differently. But I hope that you come to loving yourself. So even when you're rejected, it just doesn't matter. You're amazing like that. And so number two, acceptance. Cultivate acceptance. Change what you can and accept what you can't. So let's say you weigh 180 pounds and you want to be 170. You can change that. Healthy eating, exercise, maybe rigorous, maybe not. It's just things that you can do to alleviate or fix that, right? But then let's say 5'4". We're sticking around stature, but you're 5'4", you want to be 6'2". And there's ways that you can I guess people are doing knee extensions or leg extensions. I don't know. But unless you go about some kind of method as such, it's not happening. And I think even then going to reconstructive purposes like that in order to gain self-confidence defeats the purpose because that's not genuine self-confidence. It's another facade. But hey, to each their own. I know people got to chase after what makes them happy and build the life that, brings them joy. But I believe it's not to rebuild your physical image, but it's to recognize who you are and love the journey that you're on. I want to say you're wonderful. You're amazing. You are more than enough. And I want you to give yourself permission to win at life without comparisons or developing expectations through other people's perspectives of how did I say that? Perspectives? Wow. Their perspectives of how you should be or what it should look like. Consider that for me, please. And so, lastly, in the genuine honesty, set manageable goals. Take baby steps. Don't overcomplicate the situation. I've done that in my life, but sometimes it really is simple. But we know the answers, but because we're so it's like we're so afraid of actually being happy, we make it more challenging than it has to be, and then that causes us to be discouraged and not even want to continue. But I want to encourage you to go at your own pace. You're in this race looking to finish strong, not beat others. So I hope you would desire and aspire to stay in your own lane. There's a strength that you have, there's a value that you bring to the table that no one else does. And so if you're trying to be like someone else, we lose the authenticity that is you. And so please give us you. The world deserves you, okay? And I know this is coming off preachy, but we do. We deserve you. We deserve you. I want you. If no one else does, I want to see what you bring to the table. And I don't know when or where or how you're going to do it, but you're going to do it. Okay. And so, number two, now this one, I call it the warm embrace. And so, bear with me because it may sound a little awkward, but I need you to accept rejection and failure, but anticipate acceptance and success. So, hear me out. You won't always be liked, nor will you always be hated. Yet, if you do go to sleep knowing every day that you did your best, you've won. I believe that. I really do. There's nothing that can come against me knowing my intentions were well and that I didn't mean to hurt anyone. I didn't mean to offend anyone. And I'm not talking about, not doing anything because people are offensive these days. But when you know that, let's say I don't go outside calling people the B word, knowing that some people might not like it. There's just certain things that you don't do because you know it could offend someone. So when you've taken you made effort to not be a detriment in someone else's life, you can go to sleep at night knowing that you meant well and that you did a good job. And so in existence, you may experience a lot of no's. Those no's can open doors to valuable feedback, granting you learning opportunities rather than just setbacks. And so I would say don't antagonize people in order to become, I guess, familiar with rejection or even try to like cultivate this space where you fail so you can get used to it. But become confident that even when there's a no or there's a we don't want you right now or you're not my type, know that you truly tried and you were authentic until the end. And so persist in being your true self. And I believe that will land you where you need to be every time. Even if it's not in that position you want it, if you keep being yourself, you're going to create a space and a place for you that is healthy and really a blessing. But I do say expect to succeed, and not because success is certain or it is guaranteed, but because you have the resilience and ability to keep moving forward. Take this. Everyone may not be meant for you, but don't stop going toward the life that was meant for you. A life of freedom, individuality, and acceptance. And so, what are some application? Well, hold on. I keep getting ahead of myself. But the application for this, I believe we ought to change our perspectives and view failure and rejection as tools that aid us, that are helpers, that are not so bad. We got to change the way we view it, right? And so they are not signs of inability, they're opportunities for growth. Resilience reinforces the I am capable, I am worthy, and wanted. It speaks to your heart when you keep getting back up. It lets you know that I didn't quit and I will not quit. And so, we have to let that inspire us to become our own cheerleaders. As you keep getting up, I pray and I hope that you take up this I guess this feeling of you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Even if no one else is. Let no one root for you louder and harder than you do. Have your back. Have your back. Be your own support because the support will come. But one thing about it, you have to show people how to treat you. And so if you want something to come to you, show the world how you treat yourself and put up the expectation. This is the rubric. This is the standard. Set the standard and set the tone. You can do it. And so in our application, we are going to number one, reflect. So we can learn from every situation. And most of the times in that we adapt to survive. And so the hope is to gain healthy insights from my experience and not pessimistic or cynical views. Because a lot of times when we're hurt, we do tend to gravitate more toward oh, they ain't no good, I'm gonna stay away from this. But sometimes that's not the best view. And I would spend time getting into it here, but I'm trying to make this quick and I'm trying to give you, I think, the meat, and probably save some for another video. We'll see. But, sometimes we do gravitate towards the negative when really there's so much good that come from no's and come from rejection and stuff like that, that we just have to sit with it to realize, what did I just learn? or maybe that wasn't for me, or there's so many possibilities, but we just have to look back sometimes because it's really for our good. And so hurt is not always one-sided. It's not always a one-face situation. There's many ways it can occur and how we manage it. And so I want us to look back and think, what did I learn from this rejection, and how did it shape my view of life? Did it affect my self-esteem in any way? And so really just sit there and marinate. Sit there and marinate, not with the hurt and the pain, but just really try your best to understand, was there anything that I could have did better? Was there something that I did wrong? If not, and if you can genuinely answer that and know that I did everything that I felt natural to do, I did what, uh I was taught to do, or what I believed was right. And so you answer those questions to the best of your abilities and come up with some of your own indicators, And if you can answer those genuinely and truthfully, and you are confident that you made the best decision and you did the best responses or whatever you could in the situation, whether it's, like I said, talking to a guy, interviewing for a job, whatever, trying to make new friends, whatever, and it didn't work out, it just didn't work out. Don't take it to heart. Let it roll off your back. Let it roll off your sleeves. And so, with that, bouncing back, I want us to, number two, bounce back. Look how far you've come. And though you may not see it now, I can imagine how far you're going to go, especially when you take the time to love yourself. Think about all of the insults or the doors closed and note that you're still alive. I'm happy that you are, honestly. I really am. You're amazing. I have to say that again. You're amazing, You have tremendous value, and I want you to give it, and I want you to give it, and I want you to keep giving it every day. And that's why you're still here, because you have something to give. And so I encourage you to process those feelings. Hurt for a moment, cry if you need to, but please realize, we're not overlooking pain or the truth behind the emotions, but we are trying to get to the next level. And when you revel in things, that honestly creates blockages and hemorrhaging and so much unnecessary, so much unnecessary. And you have a story to tell and other people to bring significance to. So you're a warrior, and I want you to know you are. Don't stay down. Get up and keep fighting. All right. And so, number three, in your continuing to fight, I want you to celebrate the minute. That's number three. Build up this courage to honor yourself, right? Celebrate yourself in the small things. I'm not talking about arrogance or pride, but when you do something, when you take that leap of faith, when you get back up after the rejection, celebrate yourself. And even before you go to a place and let's say they accept you, let's say they don't, encourage yourself and cheer for yourself the fact that you took the leap of faith, that you did something that maybe you had no idea on how to accomplish it, or, it was your first time, or it was an idea and you wanted to try to bring it to life. Kudos to you. But we must be the first representation of how to treat us. Let love come from inside the house. You know how they say the call is coming from inside the house when people people be talking about certain things, and next thing you know, they're the hypocrite. It's like, ooh. But let the love come from within. Then allow others to add to that love that's already established. Let's say you made breakfast today. Celebrate that. Let's say you started a new project from an idea, like I mentioned earlier. Celebrate that. You walked for 10 minutes. Let's celebrate that. Begin recognizing yourself. You'll rely less on the validation of others and more on the integrity and the intentionality that you put forth in every decision you've made. And so, I think that's essential. Celebrate yourself. That honestly does help in building your confidence, because you'll begin to love yourself, trust yourself, and want to see more happen for yourself in your own life. And so this next point is helpful for all people, but I want to go ahead and establish the fact that it is directed toward individuals of faith. Okay. And so let's say spiritual people. So number three for me is super important to me. Prayer. Ask God to reveal how he sees you and let that become your truth. And so if you don't mind me getting biblical for a moment, Moses had a speech impediment, but had a purpose on his life. And so God didn't see it as a hindrance, but Moses did. Now, how he came about that perception, I'm not sure. Maybe people noticed it and people said something. Maybe he was fully aware and he just took it with him wherever he went. I don't know. But regardless, he was not confident because of it. And so, though, he wasn't confident, he was empowered because of God's truth. And this even allowed him to surround himself with support and to fulfill what he was called to do. And so support is super important. If you want to be confident, put yourself around people who love you. Put yourself around people who support your decisions and they make it easy to feel seen, heard, and wanted. You don't have to do it all by yourself. A lot of times when we surround ourselves with people, it is so that we don't have to do things by ourselves. And we're not designed to be alone. No human being is designed to be alone. Okay, let's say this. An introvert is different from like a hermit or someone who secludes themselves off from humanity. No person is meant to be alone. You can be introverted and still have healthy, wholesome, honest, genuine, and good relationships. Now that's kind of separate, but you can be an introvert and still be confident. It's just about awareness, about knowing who you are and accepting it, embracing it, and letting it be a strength and an addition to your life and the lives of those around you, right? And so I want to say this. God said, I make men deaf, dumb, and blind. And even if you are afflicted, you on the other side of this episode or this video, even if you are afflicted, he calls you for his purposes. You were divinely crafted in your mother's womb, and how he knows that particular trait you have. I said that wrong. I don't think I did, but either way, you know, he knows that peculiar trait you have. He knows the thing that some people have tried to deem unnecessary or deem weird or deem a disability. And I'm not speaking lightly of disabilities. There are people with disabilities, but it's a strength that you have. It's something that gives you individuality. Okay. And so some people may have tried to make it seem as if though it is a deficit, but really it is a way for you to stay leaning on God. And so the hope is that you let him get glory from your life and you don't let other people become the dictator and the God, the Lord over what you can accomplish or what you can't. No one should be able to tell you what you can or can't do. They didn't create you. They don't have that authority. Take back authority over your own life and recognize everything that you've been given is sufficient for where you want to go and what you want to do. Your mind is a powerful tool. Use it. And so, here, application is whether it's prayer, meditation, or deep reflection, create a daily or weekly habit where you seek guidance on your worth and purpose. Create affirmations, echo what is good, pure, and noble, then reflect on those insights. I want you to walk around, I meant walk toward those truths every day. And walk around it too. Get a full scope of the truth, right? Look at it from every angle because it's the truth. And I want you to really sit with it, get familiar with it, right? But every day I want you to take a small step toward being what you're proclaiming. Along the way, cast down every vain imagination that sets itself up against the truth of God. And so number one in this application is fervently seek. And so take up the practice of asking God to increase your self-esteem. That for me is super important. Some people are gifted confidence. Some people inherit it along the way. Others, hey, however long it takes, maybe they never get it. But if you ask, I believe God is faithful to give. And so you got to seek the cultivation of those attributes and traits which are befitting and to accomplish your purpose. I would ask God for the grace, the unmerited favor to become who you know he has designed you to be. And for those who don't really believe in God, you have a purpose. You are beautifully and wonderfully made. You were designed for something amazing. And, whether you believe or not, you were created and you are born into this earth to do an amazing thing. You're not just here to take up space. There's people waiting on you to walk in and recognize what you have to offer. And so, I recommend, spending time with God, 5 to 10 minutes a day, seeking revelation and impartations of values and self worth. Let God pour into you, you know, the one who created you. For those who believe, the one who created you, let him pour into you what he saw within himself when he created you, when he called you to be, when he knitted you together. Ask for that revelation, that perception, you know? God is freely giving it, you know, wants to give, wants to give, wants to give, and wants to continuously give. And so, number two, life is in the tongue. So this is another biblical principle, but I think a lot of people even understand this, well, spiritually anyway. But there is life and death in the power of the tongue. By what you say, you will be justified or you will be bound. So speak well. Even if it doesn't look like it's working, I want you to keep knocking on that door until it opens. You are worthy of love and success. Do you hear me? Have the ability to overcome any obstacle thrown at you. So speak up, speak well, speak things that are noble, pure, and beautiful. Don't give up. Don't stop. I don't want to hear the negatives. I can't hear you, but I just imagine me sitting next to you, even when you by yourself or whatever, and you say, I don't want to hear the negative talk. I don't want to hear it. Now, granted, you being honest with yourself is not being negative, but you know the difference. You know the difference from being honest and saying, I didn't try my best versus saying, oh, that was stupid of me. You're not stupid. You're not stupid. You made a mistake. Choose better words. Choose better words, because the words you speak, they're forming a reality. You can make a mistake and be okay, but you're not stupid. You're not ugly. You're not a loser. You're none of that. You're none of that. So speak better, speak good, speak life. Okay. So number three, walk to a place that I will show you. And so this is a reference to Abraham when God told him to go to a place that he would show him. And so that required him to trust God, but still go about daily activity, right? There was daily action while yet not knowing where he would go, and that God would call him and let him know, this is where I called you to be. And so I say this, act out of what you believe. If you believe you're smart, then become smart. Read and learn. Dictate time to learn. And I guess that's the wrong word, but set apart time for you to learn, right? Become proficient in whatever it is that is before you. The point is, it is a disservice to say good things about yourself and not do good things for yourself. Lazy hands surely lead to poverty. That sentiment correlates to all aspects of life. So don't be lazy. I want you to fight and pray. Fight and pray. Know that you can't just sit back and expect things to happen. Miracles do happen, I believe, every day. But as long as you live, give God something to work with. God don't need it, but it's for you. Be proactive in your life. Be proactive in your life. We were created to offer and add value to each other. So add value. Do something every day. Do it every day. And so number four, reframe your mind. And so I want you to speak well and banish the foolish talk. Did I say that right? Abandon. See, not abanish. Abandon. Abandon the. I keep saying it. Leave the foolish talk behind. Period. Let it go. You can't speak well and still say I'm stupid. That's no. Cast it down. If you hear a thought like that, say I'm not stupid. I am very intelligent. I may have made a mistake, but I can do better. And so, you are not useless. You are valuable. You are not stupid. You are intelligent. Along with the walk from point 3, you must maintain and purify the talk, your speech. If you're going to walk it out, you have to make sure that you also talk about it. How is it? Walk it how I talk it. Walk it how I don't know how the song go. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. A few moments ago, we said fight and pray. Now I say fight in prayer. Reprogram your mind and allow your eyes and heart to see you mean what you said. Develop a trust within yourself. If you keep saying things and you don't follow through, you're not going to be able to learn how to trust yourself. You're going to be second guessing every decision, overthinking every little thing, because you're failing to show yourself that you are a man or woman of your word. You have to stand firm and at least prove to yourself that you love you, because that's a part of love. If you lie to yourself, you can't love yourself. Tell yourself the truth and then go after it. Go after it. You can do it. You can do it. It's good for you. It's the best for you. There's nothing better than being honest with yourself. Everyone else may lie to you, but as long as you're honest with you, you'll be good. You're in good hands. And so I want to recap. I want to recap the actionable steps that we went over. And I want to do it briefly because it's time to go. But true honesty. True honesty was number one. And so with that, you need to reflect on your strengths, challenges, and goals. Then practice self-acceptance and set realistic, actionable goals for self-improvement. Number two, warm embrace. In that, you're going to reframe failure and rejection as opportunities for growth. Build resilience by focusing on actionable solutions. And then the rest will be history. Number three, prayer and or reflection. Set aside time for spiritual reflection or introspection. Create affirmations based on insights you gain from this practice. And then align your action with your higher truth and letting go of the limiting beliefs. All right? And so I hope that all goes well for you. It should. Life should be good to you. Life is long. When you're doing what you're called to do, life is long and it is well. I promise. I am not lying to you. You do something valuable and helpful every day, you're going to realize how joyful it is to be alive, you know? And so that's it for today. I hope these three suggestions, true honesty, the warm embrace, and prayer help you on your journey to building a lasting self-confidence. Remember, confidence isn't about being perfect or never failing. It's about being true to who you are and embracing your challenges and trusting that you have everything you need to grow. So, take some time to reflect and embrace both the ups and downs and connect with your deeper sense of worth. Whether it's through honesty, resilience, or your spiritual practice, know that you're capable of more than you realize. I want to thank you for watching. If this video resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What's one thing that you're going to work on this week to boost your confidence? Let me know. I really want to know. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. If no one's told you this, you got this. It's in the bag. Take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next video. Laters.